We've got some late admissions.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Nuno.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Okay. Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you.
Hey.
It only seems like 2 minutes since the last time.
No.
Are you well?
While. Everything okay? Thank you so much.
Yeah. Max, are you happy for everybody for us to get going?
I think everyone is here. Everyone started. So, yeah, I don't know if we've got a PLP reporter. If you are there, put your hands up. But, okay, yeah, I can see it. Right, Fraser, you start and then PLP can go next.
Oh, Nuno, as I said, only a month since your last competitive game. Does that feel strange at all? Do you feel happy to be going into the season with very little time between the two seasons?
I agree with this. I think not only us two, but all the teams, a lot of issues and problems and solutions that we had to find because it's totally different that normally we do things. The disruption that happened in all the teams is evident. So it's been hard, especially after the international break, with the players coming from national teams, a squad that was not working together, not too many days. But it's like I always say, we have to face the challenge and prepare ourselves. We still have a couple of days to start the competition. And I'm hopefully we're going to do well. So let's get ready to do it.
In terms of the time that you've had, what have you done with that time? Has it been a case of being able to give the players some time off, but then try to get them back into to get working again?
Exactly that. It was never going to happen a totally stop situation of the players. I think we should realize what happened last season was a very, very long and tough season. So our main objective was to first allow time for players to recover of the effort of last season. At the same time, preparing the next one. If you ask me about time, we will need more time, but we understand with the pandemic situation that's still happening, that everybody has to do an effort.
Lost you there.
Sorry. So everybody has to do an effort on trying to get up to speed. Not so much time, but what we did was basically first allow the recovering time of the players, and after that try to prepare them as well as possible, knowing that in the national teams was totally different for each one of them. Some of them had minutes, some of them had no minutes at all. So it's about trying to, on these days, balancing everybody so we'll be able to compete well.
Obviously, last season, the number of games you played was incredible. It was so many games. And yet, the substitutions rule this year is going to be that there will be only 3. It's going back to the old way. How do you feel about that?
I agree. I already made my point on that. The only change that was in the rule of substitutions was due to the pandemic. But that moment made sense. But I believe that the 3 substitutions is how football should be played.
You made a few new signings. Fabinho Silva, in particular, from Porto, is the big money signing. How much can you tell us about him? Because obviously it was maybe a little bit surprised that a player of that age, only 18 years old, was coming in for such a big fee.
It's about the talent. It's about what we look at is the talent of the player, the quality of the player, and the ability and capacity that the player has to come and adapt as fast as possible to our idea, to our squad, and to our environment. And we are really happy with Fabio.
Do you expect him to be a big part of your squad straight away, of your first team, or are you going to have to introduce him quietly, slowly, to give him a chance to get used to the Premier League?
How we gonna do things where all these things are things that we have to decide. But for now, he's working really, really well. I think he's adapting fast. I didn't expect anything else because the squad, the core of the squad is here. So our rules, our idea, the way we socialize, it's so evident that he really integrated well. After that, it all depends on our decision. All depends on the player, the time that he needs. But one thing is certain for us: quality and talent. Fabio has a lot.
And in terms of the other two signings, Vitinho, another young player that's coming in, and Marcel, who's obviously bringing in more experience. What are you hoping for from them?
Basically the same, Fraser. Basically the same. It's the same approach. Give them time to consolidate. Give them time to integrate and understand the way and how we play, and then support them alongside every day. They have to adapt to a new city. They have to adapt to a new competition, new to the Premier League. All these things will require time. But Vitor, Marcel, for now they are really integrated. Different situations. Marcel more experience than Vitor and Fabio. But this is always our idea. I think our formula is clear. It's about mixing experience with youth, taking advantage of this combination.
I know when I ask you about what you want to achieve in the game and as far as the season is concerned, you always say it's all about trying to just improve year on year. And after 2 7th place finish, do you feel the improvement this year has to be to move into that top 6?
Well, what I'm obsessed about is to improve the way we play, how we play. This is what we look at. This is my obsession, to improve our football. Then we'll see what happens.
And it's a tough start, isn't it, against Sheffield United, a team that you struggled against last season. Do you expect them to be just as difficult this year?
Not only against Sheffield, it's going to be difficult against everybody. But we start with Sheffield on Monday. Fantastic team. His staff and his players are amazing. I truly admire them as a club, as persons. So Monday is going to be tough, but I expect a very good game.
Wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Nuno.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Nuno. James from the Premier League. How are you doing?
I don't see you, James.
I keep speaking. Hello.
No, I don't see you. Now, sorry. I got you. Sorry, James.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Nuno, winning the championship, bringing Wolves to the Premier League, 7th place finishes, and then, of course, Europa League campaign. You've achieved so much with the club. What next do you want to achieve with Wolves?
Exactly what I mentioned before in the question of Fraser. Try to improve our game. Trying to be better in every moment and every situation of the game. Evolve as a team, grow up as a group. This is what we look at. What we did before is there. We did things well, but we have a new challenge. Everybody starts with 0 points, so it's a new beginning for all the teams.
Given the sale of Doherty, how much do you think that impacts the balance of your team? Because he was such a central figure to your plans last season.
And such a nice person. It was a pleasure for us to have worked with Matt for 3 seasons. We came in championship. We had to adjust, to adapt to so many different things, and the way he committed himself, the way he grew as a player, the way he's improved as a player was amazing. So I will miss him. I wish him all the best, and it's up to us to find solutions here.
And do you think the solution to that particular problem lies in the transfer market, or can you make do with the players that you've got?
The transfer market will be open until the 5th of October. And then after that, we'll still have. So how we look at the transfer market, that anything can happen. So we have to keep on working, keep on finding. If we feel that players should come to help us, it's always the same approach, always the same idea. Be real careful in our decisions, so we cannot afford mistakes.
And just one more from me. I just want to ask you how much joy it brings you to see players that you've coached and turned into better players like Cody Adama, for example, getting their international recognition as well. How much joy, how much pride do you take in seeing those people get those kind of chances?
What I feel is a truly happiness when I see them on TV with their countries. I share the pride and the joy that they feel in that moment, because it's about that. I think the work of the coaches, of the managers, are to improve the players, to take the best of each one of them. And I'm really, really happy that they grow. And after that, the national team coaches look at them as options to represent their countries. It's always say the ultimate moment of a football career, and the player is to represent his country. So I'm delighted that I can help.
Thank you, Nuno. Cheers.
Thank you.
Hi, Nuno. It's Phil Brewster here from ITV. And just
Hello.
Hi, just a couple of quick questions, really. You've not really had obviously much pre-season kind of friendlies to sort of hit the ground running. Is that an issue for you at all, or are you quite happy that you've not had to sort of go those games? Because sometimes there's a lot of changes, 2 different teams each half, and sometimes you maybe don't always get as much out of them as you would like, perhaps.
I think every manager would like to add more time between seasons, but I think that has been explained for everybody due to the pandemic and due to the what happened last season. The time was not enough to provide friendly games. So if I could, I would have them, but it was impossible. It was impossible due to the last season, due to the international break. And it was a decision made by us that we commit ourselves to start the season, and knowing that our first game is going to be against Sheffield. So we cannot look back. I think we are preparing ourselves as much as we can. But I'm confident that we're gonna perform. We're gonna compete for sure. That is the main aspect. Then the growing will come naturally.
You mentioned the Sheffield United game there. I mean, give us an idea of kind of what match you're expecting, really. I mean, obviously, it's been mentioned that you haven't scored the last 2 times you've gone there. What are you hoping to do differently, obviously apart from score, to change that?
Look, it's going to be a new game. It's going to be a new game. What happened? I think we faced Sheffield several times in the Championship, in the Premier League. Always, all the games were very competitive and very, very hard and very difficult for us. So we expect a similar game on that aspect. What we have to do, we have to play football.
And just one final thing. You've obviously made several signings. Any more in the pipeline? We've had Wallace mention, obviously, the Brazilian. Are there any more?
What I mentioned before, I think until the situation is clear, the transfer market is open, and we as a club, we have to keep on working, because nothing is closed yet. Ins and outs can happen, and football changes in 1 minute. So you have to be ready as a club to react to eventual things that can happen. So, but we are working. The squad is not complete yet.
Okay, that's good. Thank you from me.
Thank you.
Just quick one from me, Nuno, if I may. You told us before the end of last season that there would be no chance now really for the players to stop and then start again. You didn't want to do that. In the end, was there any sort of time for the players to come to a complete rest in between these 2 seasons?
I don't believe a complete rest was not possible, because during the holidays they had their own individual programs. But an active rest is more important. I truly believe, even if the staff will be more time, I think that losing your total fitness is a mistake. You cannot afford to go totally down, then start to regain your levels of fitness. It has to be an active rest, and this is the way we advise our players to do. Take some time off, but don't totally stop, never.
So to what degree is this coming season now going to be different, unique, in that they've had such a short time in between seasons? Is it going to, once we get into it, in terms of fitness, will it turn out to be any different, or are you just going to take it in one longer?
We expect difference, and we can see already the games that are happen are different. Players will need time. It's clear that, but as long as I believe that if we have a strong organization and our foundation is so good and so strong that hopefully will allow the naturally growing of individual aspects inside of the players. So it is about the team sustaining and helping the players to get better.
Lovely, thank you.
I don't think we've got any more broadcasters on that. So if that's the case, we'll stop the broadcast section now and ask the broadcasters to turn the videos off.